So whose day is it going to be in Ski Men on the Puente Thorens? These riders have been hiking for approximately an hour and a half at over 3,000 meters. That's just in the neighborhood of 10,000 feet for the Imperial system users. Regardless, it's high.
It's high, and it's a lot of walking to start
Higher
your
than
day.
I've gone for a
lot
bit.
of time to think, but these riders are professionals, and they know how to get it done.
All right, we are kicking things off with the two-time Freeride World Tour champion, Christopher Turdell, sitting in 12th right now, just above the cut line. This is his 11th season on the Freeride World Tour, essentially his entire adult life, and Turdell on course now on the Puente Thorens, kicking things off.
Traverse along.
You know,
I've not seen this terrain. I have no idea
him,
what we're in store for. Oh wow, we went over the other side.
I know he's back. Of doing a line he's ever done, and entering into that phase with a 3 and classic Turdell.
Oh, he does the double.
Full speed, making that double into a massive single.
Airing over the entire top section. Trademark Christopher Turdell.
Yeah,
ultra
full speed.
Smooth. He just makes the impossible look easy. Popping over that pepper section. So we wondered if that was going to work. Well, Turdell just proved the
Where
concept.
is he going?
As he is making his own track, staying low,
Drone
pushing
in
his
tow.
feet out in front of him. Hadley trying to hold speed there.
Yeah, trying to hold speed. I mean, look at the powder under his feet, sometimes encroaching up to his knees. Turdell getting a quick breath, but I am sure the bottom part, keep your eyes peeled because it'll be quick work from the Swedish rider.
Well, absolutely unleashing on top. Now Turdell just popping over that wind drift and a lofty backflip in, and Turdell getting bounced.
He's gone.
And unfortunately going down there. As we see Turdell, he comes out of the cloud.
Turdell is out of here.
So an electric start there from Christopher Turdell. We thought that feature was going to see a lot of action, and the first rider in Ski Men showing that takeoff so blind. Hadley, how do you know how hard to set a rotation?
It's blind, and I think you don't know how hard to set the rotation.
There's rocks everywhere.
When it's flat,
it looks
really
like it's
hard to judge even how
some powder, but
going into it. And I think the boys
sharks will
that
get
go
you.
further back into the category will have an advantage of seeing a few people before and knowing that timing.
Do you think strategically up at the top they're going to have their phones out watching the broadcast?
I think it's really dependent on the rider. Some don't like to know what to do. They want to stay with the plan that they have rehearsed in their head, and they want no outside influence. Others are going to be glued to their phones, seeing what the boys did before.
Well, the peak performance rider going down there, Hadley, as we look at this entrance, Christopher Turdell making a statement.
Not too many people doing a 3 into a 48-degree slope, full commitment. And here's what we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think he just over-rotated. He went too big, too much speed, and too much top.
Yeah, it looks like down next to the rocks there, the transition flattens out and Turdell just unable to hold the impact. Well, he doesn't have much to say. A man of few words, a 40.67 for the two-time champ. So he is gonna meander on over to the Rosinal Dinastar hot seat. But it may be a short-lived stay in the hot seat as the rest of the Ski Men will be learning and taking notes from Christopher Turdell. Back up to the top, this is exciting. Peak performance rider Timo Rolshoven, he had to miss the first tour stop because he had an exam towards his engineering degree that his professors were not even willing to move. So hopefully they're watching and get to see Timo in action now. As he has caught up, he took a DNS, did not start in Spain.
I mean, I know
so we have
what
yet to see Timo on tour this year, finishing 9th overall in his rookie season for the Scott rider. A really strong start with that gymnast background. Hadley, what do we expect to see?
We're going to see a lot of air time from this rider. You see it all summer long. He's jumping cliffs into water all winter long, cliffs into snow. He's so comfortable in the air, and this venue is going to provide an opportunity to do so.
Well, Timo making his way down the knife ridge, and he is in properly now, airing off that feature at maximum speed. Timo making such short work, cutting across to catch this piece, a redirect into a backflip.
Perfect precision, such commitment top to bottom. Timo really working this entire top section. You know, you see riders getting onto this traverse track early, and I think what Timo did is cut out at least a third of that traverse track. And that correlates to the judgments, the
Look how high he
judges
is.
feeling the energy, feeling the excitement, and they barely have time to recover.
Yeah, maximum
loads
use
of
of that
speed.
upper section of this Pointe Thorens face as
He's
Timo
dropping
now
down
coming
into the next
across
track now.
this long traverse, a
Been
bit of
so
a
easy
mental
for him.
and physical reset as he now gets set to take on this
Big
lower
jump.
section.
Watch this.
Look at that confidence and smoothness
Stay up.
going in. A little
He
bit
done
of a
it.
back slap, but wow, he looked just so comfortable going into that blind takeoff. Going for a new entrance in here.
Oh,
Whoa,
sugar.
holding on.
What? What?
Wow, the German rider riding out of Austria and St. Anton. That was a nail biter at the end.
That was
Timo
nuts.
wide open on the throttle there through that last technical section. Didn't
Wide
even look
open
like
is
he
not
took
the
his
word.
skis out of the fall line for a second.
That was big as F.
All right, well, the
Yo,
crowd
Timo is German,
loved it. We
but
love to
home resort
watch
is
it.
St. Anton. Yeah,
Timo
St. Anton is
Rochhoven returning to the Freeride
it's in
World Tour
Austria.
with
It's
a
next
fireworks
door.
performance. Big hug for Christopher Turdell, of
Steezy.
course, peak
Yeah, it looked
performance
good.
teammates there as they
It
just
really
catch
did
up
look
on their adventures on the face.
I'm excited to watch this again. Look at this perfect back flip straight into it.
It was good, man.
The man just knows how to fly.
Yeah, I love how he got on his edges. And this one, reminiscent of Turdell, the tide goes out quick on that landing, meaning it gets flat as you go lower down. So maybe riders at the top will be watching that and taking a little bit of speed off for that approach.
Yeah, they certainly will make the adjustment. And then Timo really showing full commitment there. Look at the way he weaved in and out of all of those rocks, holding on. Great way to come back on the tour. We're happy to have you here.
Oh yeah, Timo Rochhoven now
Bro,
clicking
he's
out of his
doing his
skis.
thing.
He's all smiles. Return to the tour. All right, score coming in for Timo Rochhoven, surpassing that of Turdell, an 80.67 for Timo Rochhoven. So a solid score there. We're into the 80s, and we've only got 2 riders at the bottom. So the judges
They're back on
liking
the
what they
6-7
saw,
in
the
the
line,
chat.
the control, the technique. Obviously, Aaron Style with 2 big back.
I think the judges are doing it on purpose.
Timo Rochhoven.
This is
And
crazy
keep
engagement.
the shots coming. We are heading back
Look at the
up
chat
to
running.
the top for Paul de Portalet, the Swiss rider
I
operating
would, but I
out of
can't
Le
be
Grave,
bothered.
right here in this country.
not
One
my
of the
bag.
most exciting men on the Freeride World Tour, an absolute spirit. Such a positive
I think this
skier,
guy's gonna go
and
in.
He's just vibing on being
Listen
on
to
the tour,
commentators
being
are
with these
gasping him.
riders, and pushing out of the gate now for PDP.
He went absolutely massive in Spain. Let's see if he does the same here.
Let's
Coming
go,
out of
let's
start
go.
2, making
I'm
his
gonna
way
get some new
down this
buttons,
ridge
I
line
think.
and into this entrance.
Real bad man.
I might do that
Hopping
today.
in a little bit of smaller turns than Timo, but this is why creating a 1,
Oh,
2.
yeah, he done it as well.
Taking it all the way over,
Into the
getting up to the
rocks.
same
Over
feature
the same
as
flip that
Timo
the
with a
last guy
lofty
did,
backflip and
but he
out.
spins
Unfortunately,
out.
Skis coming out of the fall line there. So Paul de
Unlucky,
Portalet with a
brother.
bit of a control issue on that section.
Bit of control, full gas, but his run certainly not over yet. Let's see what he does after this traverse and into the bottom section. And as you said, one of the brightest lights on the tour. And I think as a rookie, having that positive attitude really keeps you moving through the highs and lows.
Yeah, and it is an emotional roller
traverse
coaster for
bit's
the riders
boring,
on the
man.
Freeride World Tour. Paul
Can
de
we- I wanna
Portalet
see the
put it
face.
all
Can we
on the
see the
line
face again?
in Spain, was rewarded with the Scott Amplify Your Vision Award for line creativity.
where's I
And
Show
now
Speed?
coming into this lower section,
What are
we'll
you
see what
talking
Paul
about?
takes on. A big backflip,
Oh, what did he hit?
coming out switch and reverting.
He's
What was
clearly
that?
gone to the gym this summer with all these, the ability to
that a
revert and
rock in
hold
there?
on. But yeah, not much adjustment on speed from the other 2 riders either.
As Paul getting into this really steep entrance. Into
Oh,
the lower
mate.
section.
Oh, no. Oh, no way. He's down.
And Paul,
No, he's left
equipment
something
off,
up there.
but his hands are up, meaning he's okay.
He's left everything up there. It's all up there. At least the
Glad to
drone's
see
on
he's
there. Look at
okay.
his
We
beard.
can also see the snow, a bit of a snow check there. It's deeper than I was expecting.
The drone
Yeah,
right
he
with
got
them. A
work.
kiss blown to the fans at home. Paul de Portelet putting it
Does he have to-
all
he has to
on
walk
the
back up
line
for his
there
own
as
stuff.
he
Yeah, of
goes
course he
down
does. Who else is
swinging
gonna
in this
get it?
lower section.
You
Cool,
know,
brother.
Derek, it's always a game as a rookie. Are you trying to play it safe, kind of stay in the middle, choose the event you go full gas on, or like you see
Ooh.
with Paul, just
We
kind of
can watch it. I love
full
drones.
throttle
This
every
is the
single
best
event.
bit. The
Yeah,
drones.
there was no feeling of playing it safe there as we look at this.
What?
He had it. It looked like he just got
He
pushed
had
into
it.
the back
He had
seat,
it.
and then this lower
had
backflip.
it.
Look at the amplitude.
He had nothing.
Just absolutely
Look.
massive, going even further than the first two riders. And
Over
here's
the
where
rock.
he gets a little bit hooked up. These rocks
And
are
another
not
rock.
gentle.
Oh.
Yeah, just gets very excited. And that's not what we like to see.
He's done.
Rowdy
There's the ski. There's the
crash
ski.
there on a rowdy run from Paul de Portelet, sliding, still moving, and double kisses blown to the fans. So we've got the ski runner on the venue
Oh
here
my
collecting
God.
the yard sale.
Oh, someone's
from
gone to
Paul de
help him. But the
Portelet.
problem is you're
All
pushing all the
equipment
snow down,
available
my G.
as you
You're
gotta give
ma-
a lot of credit to folks doing this job.
You're
We
making
have
the run
8 of them
inhabitable.
scattered around the venue.
Look
Each
at
one of them
flooding him
set
out.
to put themselves into extremely challenging terrain to go up and retrieve equipment from these riders.
Pushing all the
So
snow
big
down onto
props. This
flooding
looks
him.
like ESF there. That's a French ski school uniform. So
Oh.
probably a local ski instructor who knows this terrain inside out.
That was
Knows
brilliant.
the terrain and knows
Well
how
done.
to work his way through quite
What's his
interesting
name?
technical
Paul.
sections. Yeah, definitely not an easy day at work for these ski collectors.
Go on,
Yeah,
ESF.
hopefully we're not going to have to
ESF in
call
the
on
cut.
them too much throughout the rest of the ski categories. Just getting started with
You gotta
ski men,
love
and then of
them,
course
man.
followed
Always on
right
hand.
after by the ski women. So we're hoping they're not going to have to work too hard on this Pointe de Torrens today.
Safe.
Bit of a fist bump there to the ski runner, reconnecting Paul with his gear.
Unlucky
That's gonna
Paul.
be a
man,
no
I was
score for Paul
down.
de
Oh,
Portelet.
man,
The
I
score
had
to
your
be
back.
still held by German rider
But he went
Timo
massive.
Rollshoven, as Paul de
Yes,
Portelet
Paul.
putting it all on the
Paulie.
line there for the fans.
What are you saying, Paulie?
Incredible moments here already, and we're only 3 riders in.
Whew, I don't know how my heart's gonna make
that
it the
it?
rest of the day.
This is
Yeah,
fun.
I hope you've got your
I'm watching the
seatbelts
rest.
buckled up at home as we are moving through ski men. The next rider, an exciting young rookie coming out of Lake Louise, Alberta, skiing for that Ular Big Mountain team. And I love this about Jack Kolesh. Not only did he grow up skiing on that team, but he's coaching Freeride. So he's giving back to the juniors. And he said that coaching has actually helped
That was
him
a long
in
walk up there.
competition. And Jack Kolesh now ready. He made a splash in stop number 1, and he said he's ready to just put the gas on. And Jack
Straight
Kolesh
in, that's
right
what I
out of
wanna
the gate
see.
and storming onto this venue.
Right onto the venue, 10th
Now he
place in
traverses.
Spain,
No, he's
and
going
as you
in.
said, he's ready to turn the knob
found
up
his
a
spot.
bit, and we can
Look at that
see
nice
him
clear
entering
open
into
pad.
the space,
Went round it.
taking a huge
Yeah,
chunk,
that's bigger.
perfect
Way
three,
bigger. You alright?
not fully holding
Where's he
on,
going?
but
Where's he going? Where's he
definitely
going? Yeah. I
With
thought
a
he was gonna
massive
double.
backflip over a huge
I
chunk
thought
of
he was gonna
terrain and
double.
going down a front roll. No break in fluidity there for Jack Kolesh
Well,
as
kind
he
of
was
was a break. He rolled
high on
over.
the face with 2 tricks under his belt already.
Woo!
So Jack going for the Cossack there.
What's it called?
The ski men just bringing the thunder immediately, top of the start list. And we have
R.I.P.
seen an
someone said in the comments.
action-packed
Kill
start
bad
to
mind.
this category.
Exactly. He has a little bit of room to play. You know, 10th place is a great finish for a rookie, and now he's showing what he has. And the commitment of 2
was
massive
wild.
tricks that high onto the face, a lot of exposure below, says a statement in itself. Here we see Jack entering into the lower part.
That was
lofting
huge.
a 3 and right to his feet. That is what we want to see.
That was
clean
ridiculous.
landing. And I think he really adjusted his speed well.
Yeah, he found the
He wanted to
perfect
get his own
speed for
back.
that as Jack Kolesh now.
Uh-oh, Jack,
getting
no,
caught
Jack,
on
no.
some unseen rocks there, just under the powder, but he did manage
keeps
to
going.
keep his trajectory going, turning it into a double at the bottom and clean. So a rodeo ride for Jack Kolesh, some spectacular moments
right?
and
You got
some
buck.
tough moments there for the young Canadian.
Exactly. It's a glimmer of his potential was shown multiple times throughout that run. He'll certainly get docked for those errors. And again, this new snow is hiding the rocks that are really just below the surface.
I thought that last guy was going for a
Well,
double.
Jack can hold
I
his
can
head
promise
high
you.
there as he comes into the finish.
He might have, I suppose. Yo, Jack, that 360 was hella beautiful. It was nice.
Catching up as we take a look back at the
Can we
replay.
see that again?
What a start for Jack Kulish.
I mean, the air time there, just massive, not able to hang on, but then he quickly collects himself back together. Let's see what the video judge hits the control hard.
This
but
one
then
was a
makes
thing
up
of
for it.
beauty.
What a beautiful lofted three into that frame, finding the landing straight to his feet.
And then he
Oh,
trips
you can
here.
see
Look at them
there. That's
rocks.
exactly what you said, Hadley. Those rocks hiding under the fluffy new snow. There's no way you can know they're there.
Yeah, it really takes looking at so many photos before the snow, after the snow, and having to remember all that on your run is really difficult. 50 points for the rookie, Jack Kulish. Not the run he wanted, but certainly showed why he is here on the Freeride World Tour.
All right, well, from rookie to rookie, we've got
Wow.
a string of exciting young riders. Aspen's Kelly Hillicky, he had a banger run going in Spain and going
X
down
Games is
on
on
one of the
at his
boldest moves
hometown,
on the face,
and
backflipping
he is
into
competing in
a closeout
Val
couloir. And
Thorens.
Kelly saying that he
Look at
has
the
so
other
much
side.
more to give. He wants to show his maximum performance here
in
on
the
the
front
Freeride
there.
World Tour. But this is a man
the north
strategically
facing
right now, Hadley, in need of a solid finish.
He
face.
needs a solid finish, and he knows it. Talking to him this morning, he knows how to play with that dial. I think he's going to show just his basic, incredible skiing.
Straight in front flip.
Or a front flip.
Boom. Let's go.
And I guess for Kelly, basic means front flip
Back
right
over the
out the
rocks.
gate.
360.
Big 360
Two tricks
on the
already.
next feature, so
He's
we're
probably
only
beaten everybody
two
else so
features
far.
into the top
Where we
section,
going, Kelly?
and Kelly
Where we
under
going?
An imposing
That way.
set of rocks and flying
Oh
over
my-
all of it, bouncing.
Kelly.
No,
Kelly.
unfortunately,
Kelly.
unable to hold on to that and through the next section of rocks. All through
I
face
love-
check, everyone
oh, mate.
wondered how flat that was.
His
That's
heart
the head
is the
tap
size
IFSA
of the
Region
moon.
2 North American signal for I'm
Can we see that
okay,
again?
as he has a huge smile
Can we
on
see
his
it
face.
again?
So this
Kelly.
man has no ability to chill.
He's safe.
Yeah, I take back everything I said in the beginning that he was going to tone it back. Or
He
unless
won from
this
there,
is Kelly
and then
toning
he
it back,
crashed.
we're really in for a show when he does put it together.
Oh,
Sure,
for
he'll be a little
sure.
bit bummed
Imagine
after
that
this
all the way down.
excitement and adrenaline wears off, but man, what a rookie to watch.
Well, that's
A
2
rookie.
times that we've seen Kelly putting down sections of a performance that looked like they could
Look at
win.
this.
The front flip 1 meter out of the gate, perfection onto that edge, and then the biggest clip that we've seen anybody hit today.
Huge.
And unfortunately, just
Yeah.
a little too flat
Oh.
to hang on to.
Yeah, I think when
It
it's
was-
that flat, you have to exit off the cliff, have that takeoff be totally perfect, and you can see he was a little bit wonky in the air, and there's really hard to
He's-
hold on to
you
that
can
when
see
it's
them rocks
no
coming.
landing.
When you get into the air, Hadley, on an air that big and you see that it's flat, what does that do to your mental state?
What does
You
it
kind
do?
of know. You definitely
his
know when you're up
ski
there
is
that
right
it's
up
going to be
there.
a hard one to hold on to. Hard one for the
Oh,
body
he's
to
right
recover.
up
It's a
there.
good
Ski
thing he's
Patrol,
only
do
20
not wash
years
him
old,
out
that's for
again.
sure.
Don't make the same mistake your
Again,
guys,
the
other
Ski
guys did.
Ninja's being put to use. This one a little bit of an easier job.
Maybe the, oh yeah, there it is, just wedged into the rocks. Kelly Hillicky happy that he's
bro.
okay after tumbling through those exposed rocks. As we said, there was a lot of conversation throughout face check as we haven't had a lot of sunny days on what the transition at the bottom of that cliff was like. And Kelly felt he had it, you know, he had it wired. He had seen the angles he needed to see. But this is another testament to how difficult visual
was
inspection
insane.
is.
Totally new face. We never really had the day that we have today. We haven't had yet. They haven't had a full, clear blue day to really see
That
this
was
face. And so it is a lot
crazy.
of guessing. And again, no rider has been down this in competition. No historical data to work off of.
No
There is
rider
a
has
little
been
bit of a
down it.
maybe, what if,
So they don't
what's
know.
going to happen.
So we're 5 into the ski
Amazing.
men's category, and we so far have 1 clean run. Timo Rolshoven at the bottom, and even that had a bit of a control error with a backslap on one of those flips. So challenging or just a stickiness of
lost?
throttle?
I think it's a little bit of a stickiness of throttle here. And, you know, I think, unfortunately, as some of the earlier riders, they're kind of the speed testers. And those later riders are going to be able to adjust, make corrections. You know, maybe if they just saw what Kelly did, maybe that cliff won't get as much action as we expected.
So
what
it
they're
looks like
looking
our
for.
ski ninja having to go back up to find one of the many pieces of strewn equipment from Kelly Hilliky's crash there. There we go. We got it dug out of the snow. I don't know if those are his skis or
Somebody
his
else's
poles or
for
what's
the last
happening.
time.
But those big props to those people that put themselves on the line to collect these Freeride World Tour riders' equipment. As we're seeing the French Alps spread out on the horizon, we've got clouds in the background, but perfect conditions for freeride here on the Pointe de Thorens. Val Thorens just turning the dial up to 11 for the Freeride World Tour.
Absolutely, it's so nice to be here. You can see in the screen in front of you incredible views from the ski resort. You can see all the way to Mont Blanc, looking at Italy,
Wow.
looking all over France. Just an incredible landscape, really spectacular.
Yeah, I would advise you to go on the internet right now and book your ticket for next year, the Val Thorens Pro. The accommodation fills up fast here, and you do not want to miss this. Live on scene from the top of the Pointe de Thorens. You can see how steep it is on that north face, the side that the competition is being held on. It just falls away, and these riders, you know, it's an intimidating place to start a comp run.
Absolutely. Even the hike alone, you can see them on that ridge line. It's interesting to talk to some of the riders that they're
It's a
more
long way
scared
up.
to do the hike than to do their run.
All right, we're going to check in with the man in the hot seat and the only clean run so far. Timo Rolshoven coming back from exam and now sitting in the
This is
hot
Red
seat.
Bull
How
Rampage
good does
on
it feel
snow.
to be sitting there right now?
Not too bad. I think clean is an overstatement. It was a bit of a backseater on the last backflip, but yeah, feeling good.
Yeah, definitely the cleanest run so far. So missing the first event, what was your mindset coming into this comp?
I was quite nervous, but I felt a bit maybe extra ready since my last exam was already done, so I was a bit more chilled out and I could ski for a bit more as well. I had a weekend back home skiing with my brother, which was really, really nice. Like, got me into the mindset of landing runs and skiing fast. So yeah, but it's definitely, I'm super nervous watching all those guys send down. Like, Kelly was definitely on a heater right there.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that blind rollover backflip? We've noticed that between the
This is
snowboarders and the skiers, judging the speed of it, how do you know how fast to go into it?
Yeah, I thought I was going too slow, literally. Like, I saw one video, I think I watched the stream and saw one snowboarder hit it, and I thought he was going way quicker than I, and I don't think, like, I don't know, but it didn't look that huge on the video, so I was quite surprised midair. I think you could see my, like, arms going up, and yeah, it was a bit of a cat move there in the end. And the takeoff's definitely way more kicky than you think it is.
All right, well, thank you, Timo. You're in the hot seat right now, nervously watching the rest of the
He
ski
looks
men's
nervous.
field throwing down here
Or
as
cold.
we get ready to go with the rest of ski men. You see
Both.
Oscar Mandan there. This hike, Hadley, about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how fast you go, at over 3,000 meters. That's well over 9,000 feet. For some of these sea level dwelling athletes, physically challenging.
Very physically challenging, and you're kind of pacing yourself. You don't want to get sweaty. You don't want to get too tired, but you also don't want too much time at the top or too much time with your head. So it's a strategy of its own how you stay psyched from the moment you wake up on the tour that morning all the way to when you're in the start gate. You're really controlling your energy levels.
Well, there's so much that goes into what these riders are doing on the show here as we go back up to the top for another exciting young rookie, Joey Leonardo, coming out of
Rookies
Edwards,
are the ones.
Colorado, skiing out of
They ain't got nothing
Arrowhead.
to lose.
He was a stormer on the
They're putting
Challenger
everything on the
Series
line.
in Region 2, which is North and South America, and has been a really solid contender here on the Freeride World Tour, finishing 14th in his first event, looking to show more. It's been really fun chasing Joey around the resort, watching him just popping front flips and back flips and 360s off of everything. One of the most exciting parts for these young riders when they come on tour is just getting to ride with the Freeride World Tour Rat Pack in the resort. And we've had a few days where the riders have gotten to get together and ride and with the big shred posse. So now Joey is ready to kick things off for his second run on the Freeride World Tour. Cannot wait to see him drop in.
Exactly, smooth rider, good rhythm in Spain, smart skier, and a skier that you can tell loves almost every day. He's the last one to come in, first one to go out. This guy likes to ski, and I think it shows in his riding, but really tricky just to stand up there after a long delay.
Yeah, showing up yesterday at dinner still in his ski boots. He was the last man on the ski hill. The psychological aspect of this delay, waiting for Kelly to collect his gear. But we are ready for Joey Leonardo as he pushes out of the start gate.
Right onto the face, out of start gate 2, enjoying a few fresh pow turns for the Montana rider, heading where we saw Christopher Turdell go in the beginning as well. See how he enters into the top of the steep face.
So popping in and now picking up speed, getting way up high over this little exposed rock band. Joey popping in, popping out, making it into a double with a left footer and turning it into a triple with a 360 clean. Joey Leonardo with a great top section.
Perfectly clean, coming in, nice floaty backflip, bit of a backstop, maybe not enough speed on there, but still holding it through. Perfect execution. I think that was really smart, whether he wanted to trick it or not, knowing that he needed the speed, going for the straight air, and now he's on the traverse. Gonna get himself psyched up
Joey
for part 2.
Maximizing that upper section, multiple tricks, high speed, great fluidity. So now he's just resetting himself as he slashes himself into the white room. These conditions are absolutely glorious today.
Amazing to see. We only saw him do straight airs with grabs in Spain. It's great to see that the man can spin. Let's see what he shows us. Nice lofty 3. Holding on, putting it 4 points. Really big speed and air there.
Yeah, Joey going huge there, and it looked between him and Jack, the 360 may be the better option as Joey Leonardo now through this technical lower section, popping up that upper nose, staying in the fall line, and pinned out the bottom.
Joey really showing that he is a well-rounded skier. He's got the airs, he got the grabs, he got the air and style and tricks, but he's also just a smart skier and a really technical skier, not getting hooked up on those rocks, just high energy.
High energy from top to bottom for Joey Leonardo as he is through the finish with a run to be proud of.
You know, he was the 2020 Junior World Champ. I think he knows what it feels like to win, and he wants to win again.
Well, looking back here, Hadley, so technical on this top, taking the double and then this turn to set up what was to come.
Exactly. Nice way to set himself up, have the second to breathe. Really nice 360 here and perfectly stomped. That firm snow is definitely under there, you can see, and then right away back into this technical riding.
Yeah, fall line approach, big double out the bottom. Joey keeping the gas pedal pinned.
Like ringing right now.
The camaraderie between the athletes, you can see it. They all want to beat each other, but they're also great friends.
Well, just an inside look there into the headspace of Joey Leonardo as its score comes in at an 89, and the young American rookie taking over the hot seat from Timo Rolshoven with an absolutely electric run as he has put it down from top to bottom, and the look on his face says it all.
He's gonna be smiling for a while, get a little of that biotherm sunscreen on his face. He could be sitting in that hot seat for a while or not too long. We'll see what the riders after him have to say, but that was a great run out of the rookie.
Yeah, Joey making absolutely...
Hurts so bad right now. Let's go, boys.
Sound like his face hurts. Maybe a little bit of a knee to the face on that 360.
Potentially, he took that right to the bottom of the landing. I think landing in the last possible ski length. All right, well, from Joey Leonardo, we go back up to the top. A man who was a rookie on the tour last year, and in his rookie season, finishing second overall. He's going to be looking to capitalize on that experience this year. Martin Bender riding out of Verbier for Faction. He's got an 8th place finish so far and sitting in 8th currently on the 2026 Freeride World Tour. He's going to be looking to jump up. He won in Val Thorens last year. Hadley, what does that do to his headspace here?
I'm guessing for Martin, it gives him a lot of confidence. You know, some riders make it into pressure, and I feel like for Martin, he's like, yep, I deserve that, and I'm going to do it again. So let's see what he's got. He's really a kind of skier who can do anything off of anything, and this is a brand new playground for him to play with.
Yeah, playground is the operative word. When you watch Martin Bender ski, it has that playful element. Technically, he's so powerful. He is a former Freeride Junior World Champion back in 2022. This field just littered with former Freeride Junior World Champions. Only 21 years old, and he is ready to go. The trademark chest dump as the Verbier rider set to kick out of the gate.
Hold on and don't blink too many times. He was a junior champion, but also a downhill junior racing champion. This guy likes to go fast and really put the throttle down. We'll see as he makes his way into the top entrance.
He's gone across the top.
Nice 360. So
off the
smooth
top,
and controlled.
into
Setting
the
himself
refresh.
up to exit out of here.
Does the
taking
double
that
rock jump.
double as a
Oh,
single
on his
with the
back.
360.
Just.
Little
He's
bit
right
of
there.
a backslap there, but just a
Tiny.
tiny bit.
Where we
As
going?
Bender now
Across the
looking
top
to
of
make
those
the
big
most
rock
out of this
sections, in
lower
between.
section, launching it all the way
Nice.
down. So full
Still
speed
traversing, though.
attack
Where's
from
he
Martin
going?
Bender.
Exactly. Who knows if
Is
that
that
was
the
the
only route?
exact plan,
Is that
but
the route?
certainly full gas and full air out of that top. When you really turn it from a double to a single, means you're going to go out with way more speed.
Yeah, and now Bender just skiing through the powder, this long traverse, kind of adjusting himself, getting himself ready for the next
Here we
section
go.
that he is going to go
He's
back
in.
to that attack format. Martin Bender now coming into the blind lip
Big
with a
360,
lofty
where
360
everyone else done
landing
backwards. He's
beautifully,
flying.
getting onto that turn. So technical to turn right after that huge air.
Exactly. And setting himself up, getting through this rocky section, light on his feet. But hooked up. You know, it's interesting. There's some places where the rocks can be smooth and not too grabby, but it looks in Val Thorens, oh no.
It just took his ski. The rock
Just
took his ski.
Yeah, they can be really, they call them grabby rocks. They just want to take your skis right off your feet.
Well, heartbreak there for Martin Bender as he was on a heater, and you can see there he is upset. We're upset for him as he was on one.
Vex.
So all the emotion coming out of the Verbier rider as the new snow, Hadley, it's hidden the rocks, but it hasn't covered them enough to
He's
ski
angry.
over them.
No,
So
they're
angry.
not the kind of rocks that you can necessarily play with. And it's certainly a risk take going into that sort of sharkier section there where some of the other riders have chosen just to go straight into the gully. You can see the fan club of Martin Bender is maybe 20% of that crowd.
The huge Valais flag there from the canton in Switzerland. And the fans love this guy. That's tough. Let's take a look back, Hadley.
You can see the confidence going right in, so smooth, as if he never left the ground. And again, this is massive. Huge air, definitely a bit of an issue on control on the landing. And let's see what happens here. Perfect to bolt. And then
approaching this double stager, he just
yep, right on that
hits
rock.
a rock and comes to a grinding halt. I'm sure the base of his ski is going to be a little damaged there, so no score for Martin Bender. Ski off, and he's going to be bummed by that. But we know he's capable of winning Freeride World Tour events. He's going to reset and regroup for the next stop as we roll on through ski, man. This category having a tough time with the conditions, the rocks, and just their absolute wild level of sand. So